you can have the best plugins in the world, and you still definitely have like
Whack
bad sounds if you don't know how to like pick
Use
those
it.
sounds and use it very well.
So, speaking about that, so do you think what's like the biggest mistake producers make when it comes to plugins and creating and making music?
I mean, you already said one like that. Like when you start off making beats, you'd want to start looking for plugins and just accumulating plugins every day. When you see any new plugin, you're gonna find it. Me too. Back in the day,
Exactly.
when I'm watching producer cook up, I'm looking for the plugins they're using. I'm not even
Jot them down.
really interested in what they are saying. Let me just see the plugin first. I'll go and download the plugin and then I'll continue watching the video. And most of the time, I'll take a screenshot. So people always, beginner producers are always looking for newest plugins to pile up. And at the end of the day, you notice that you don't even use all the plugins that you accumulate. After a while of making beats, you notice that you just tend to pick 3 plugins that you use a lot, or except maybe you're experimenting. But for the most part, you tend to see that you're going towards certain plugins that you always use. So that's one of the things that producers make. And then people will think that, all these plugins you're picking will give me better sound or to give me like, very, very dope production. But that's not even the case. You can have the best plugins in the world and you still definitely have like bad sounds if you don't know how to like pick those sounds and use it very well. I've even done like challenges with my friends back, like when I started making beats. We say, okay, we are going to pick 6 sounds or 6 plugins and let's do a challenge. Let's see who can make the best beats between the two of us. And it's just to like test how creative we are. And you say like, you don't even need all these sounds. You're just limiting yourself to like 6, but you're making a lot. So it's like, that's one of those things that you tend to do as a beginner producer. But then over time, you will learn. As VDM says, you learn the hard way. You learn the hard way.
So I just wanted to ask you, if every producer in the world could only keep 3 plugins, what should they be? So let's start with that first of all.
First of all, I think when you're trying to select plugins, it depends on your niche and like what you're specializing in. Everybody's not going to have the same need for the same plugin. Definitely. But for the most part, everybody needs an EQ. You definitely need an EQ. You need a compressor and maybe a good sounding reverb. Those 3 plugins alone can do wonders to your mixes or to your production. And now, if you want to talk about the niches that you want to get into, are you talking about effect plugins? Are you talking about instrument plugins or generator plugins? Or are you talking about utility plugins? Those 3 categories are like the main categories for plugins. And you can go in depth on like, okay, which plugin from this category do I want to keep? Which plugin? It depends on what you're doing. If you're a guitarist, the plugins you use is going to be different from someone that drums or someone that sings. You might share similar plugins like the 3 I mentioned already, but everything else is going to be like based on your niche and what you produce or what you make.
What you make, okay. If I could ask, what are your go-to, if you're to mention 2 to 3 go-to plugins for you every time you're about to work that you always, go for?
So if it's, like I said, if I give you 3 categories, say instrument plugins now.
Yeah, like instrument plugins.
Omnisphere is one of my go-tos. Expand, Contact, those 3, my go-tos. If you're talking about effects plugins, obviously Farfita has to be there.
Confirm.
Auto-tune plugins, these days, back in the day, I used to use a lot of auto-tune, anti-rate auto-tune. But these days I use X-Pitch. X-Pitch is my favorite plugin to use.
Sorry, what did you call it?
X-Pitch is by Neuro Audio.
X-Pitch,
X-Pitch.
wow.
I don't know if you know about it. X-Pitch, X-Rocks.
Check that out.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite plugins I use. I don't even use Auto-Tune as much anymore. I use X-Pitch. Like if you watch my videos, you'll see I use X-Pitch a lot. And then EOS Reverb, that's like my favorite reverb plugin ever. If you watch my videos, if you watch my live streams, you see that I use that plugin every time. That's like, and then utility plugins, I don't really use a lot of utility plugins, but if I was to mention anyone, Keyfinder, Auto-Tune Keyfinder, that is like goated. Everybody needs that plugin. Keyfinder. Yeah, so especially if you don't know how to find the key by ear or if you're trying to experiment.
What separates average producers from elite producers?
Basically decision making. When I say decision making, I mean like sound selection, knowing when to pick sounds and when not to pick sounds. If you listen to any producer right now that you love their production work, you'll be like, where did this guy find this sound? You would think it's not something that you would listen to like a beginner and you're like, guy, you're making soundtracks, please.
Exactly.
So there's the decision that those guys make, P Prime, Sarge, what's this guy's name? Mozedicos, this guy that makes beats for Ashake. What's his name? Magic Sticks. Yes, Magic Sticks. You know, when you listen to when they produce, you see how they pick sounds. You know, it's something that basic producers won't be able to do. That's one of the differences that I can tell you for a fact. Aside like networking and like the business side,
definitely,
them being creative is one of the things that you can actually tell a difference from a beginner and an elite producer. You know, because me too. At first, I was so skeptical about the AI, and I'm like, because then again, so, you know, is music production is fun to us. We are actually having fun making beats.
Definitely.
Except maybe you don't enjoy making beats. So if you don't really like making beats, because I've seen people also like prompt AI and then the thing makes something trash, and I'm like, how are you enjoying this thing? Can't you hear that it is whack? But some people don't even care. They just there's this guy that you might know. This guy, his name is Sam Wright. He always speak pidgin English to make his videos. You might have seen him before.
That is this that does Photoshop.
Yes,
he made one
open your laptop. Yes, yeah, open your laptop. That guy, I watch that guy's videos a lot. So, but then he made one video like that with AI, make a song, and I'm like, I mean, it's cool, but like, can't you tell that is? I think it's not that great.
I think that's the difference. Even regardless of the AI, good ear, good ears.
We as producers too, we are cursed with that thing.
Exactly.
You can't even enjoy a song as a producer normally. You cannot. Exactly. You cannot enjoy a song. I feel once you start making beats, your enjoyment for song is over.
Exactly. So I even feel as much as the AI stuff is there, as long as you don't know good music, you don't know what good music should sound like, you're still not going to make anything. It's just like I even told Manifest in our conversation that when this thing came up, FL Studio, the OGs they were like, they don't want that. They want to stick to the hardware, and now they're already using the FL Studio. This same FL Studio, if you give it to some people, they can't create anything that's really nice. So at the end of the day, you have people generating AI, they don't even know if it's sounding nice or not. Yo, if Jeb just gave you your whole life right there, the full conversation goes even deeper. We talk AI, how it actually built the plugin, what separates elite producers from average ones, and he drops even more sauce you don't want to miss. Full episode is in the channel right there. Go watch it. Link in the description below.